Expanding double brackets. There are various methods taught for expanding double brackets. They are all intended to ensure that we do 4 multiplications. Let's use an example. The example I'm going to use is expanding x plus 3, x plus 4. One method is to consider this as a diagram. We take a rectangle, and this is by no means to any sort of scale, where we put x plus 3 on one side and x plus 4 on the other side. So if I say that this length is x, and this length is 3, and then going across, this is x and this is 4. You can see this x is longer, that's why I said it's not to scale. The important thing, though, is that we use this to work out the multiplications that we need to do. We calculate the area of each rectangle. So here, to work out the area of this rectangle, we do x times x. And of course, that's x squared. For this one, we do x times positive 4, which gives me positive 4x. Here we do x times positive 3, which is positive 3x. And here we do a positive 3 times a positive 4, which gives me a positive 12. We then can say that this is x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 12. And we have like terms in the middle here. 4x and 3x add together to give 7x. There's no like term with the x squared, so that's just going to stay there. There's no like term, that's just a number. So we have x squared plus 7x plus 12. Although you often see this in the textbooks, I personally prefer the following methods. First, the grid. It should be clear that this is closely related with the last method. It just makes more sense if you have a negative inside these brackets. So with the grid, we just put x and plus 4 up here, x and plus 3 down here, and then we just work out the multiplication in each box. So x times x is x squared, x times positive 4 is plus 4x, x times positive 3 is plus 3x, and positive 3 times positive 4 is positive 12. Then in exactly the same way, we write out the terms that we found in the boxes, and we collect the 4x and the 3x together to give the same result we had before. The grid is a nice method, and it's very useful if ever you come across a situation where you have more than 2 things in the brackets. The third and final method I will look at here I call the crab claw. This is often taught as FOIL. FOIL stands for firsts, outsides, insides and lasts, and we'll see that as we do the claw. So, same example. The first multiplication we do is the first thing in each bracket. So we do an arc like this to show that we're doing the first thing in each bracket, x times x. And of course, that gives us x squared. I then do the outsides. So outside and outside. So that's the x times the positive 4, which gives me positive 4x. I then do the insides, that's the 3 and the x, and that's plus 3x. And finally, we do the last thing in each bracket, the 3 and the 4. In this case, that gives us positive 12. Note that this looks a bit like a crab claw, which is where the technique gets its name from. And then we just simplify by collecting the like terms in the middle. The result we obtained in this example is known as a quadratic expression. Quadratic expressions have an x squared term. So this one has an x squared term just here. And the x squared term is the highest power in the expression. So we have an x cubed or an x to the 4. That's not a quadratic. There would not be a fractional or negative powers in a quadratic expression.